Hey guys, this is Eric Temple, performance coach at Am Fitness in the city of Boston, and I'm going to kick this channel off by talking about a different look at a bracing strategy as we hip hinge. So when we teach a good bracing strategy to the clients that we work with, we teach people how to get a good 3D expansion around the rib cage. So as we inhale, think about expanding through our whole torso and then creating a flexion moment up front to keep a good co-contraction to stabilize our spine a little bit better. And when we teach people how to hip hinge, sometimes we use a dowel rod. This is a great way to keep people, or to teach people how to keep a neutral spine as they go into a hip hinge pattern of any sort. So what you'll see is the hip hinge touches the head, the upper back, and the lower back at the same time. And then we teach people how to hinge and not lose position of those three spots. With a lot of the clients that we have, or for me, for instance, someone who lacks the ability to extend at their T-spine or their thoracic spine, so their upper back, it could be a muscular issue, it could be joint related, or something that can never be fixed. So we can work on muscular things by doing mobilizations, but if we can't fix it, it could be joint related as well. So if you have someone that it's a little bit more kyphotic and has this flexion-based posture, this might not be the best drill to teach them how to keep a good brace and then hinge back. So for me, for instance, someone who doesn't have a good amount of thoracic spine extension, if you teach this drill, what tends to happen when I create that flexion moment up front is I lose position of the dowel rod. And people would think that's inherently bad, but in reality it's not. So when you brace up front and you hinge back, you'll see that my lower back's actually in a pretty good position. And if I get my lats tight or my shoulder blades in my back pocket, like some of the cues that we use for athletes and clients, chest up, you'll see that my ribs somewhat flare out. And you see this overextended area of my lower back. It's more of an overbearing tightness that I feel in my lower back instead of a brace up front where I feel in my hamstrings and in my abs. Instead, a lot of people feel it in their lower back and their hamstrings. Okay, so if we can teach people a better strategy on how to brace and then move through the hips, that'll be a little bit more effective. Now, if you have the good amount of thoracic extension to get to that position and still maintain a hard brace, that's good. So if we can relate this to the deadlift or the RDL, what it's going to look like is if you grab the bar off a rack, and for most people, we'll tell them to get their chest up, keep their shoulder blades in their back pocket, and then hinge back. Keep that bar really close to them, and you'll see that I have an overbearing arch in my lower back, and I lose stability up front because I'm so worried about keeping my upper back tight. Now, for those of you, like I said, who can keep good T-spine extension, keep that good brace up front, that's good. But for me, for example, or someone who's a little bit more flexed, I think a better position is to brace up front by creating a flexion moment and then keeping that bar slightly away from our body, right over the middle of the foot, and then driving through the heel from there while maintaining that brace. You still get the added benefits of feeling your hamstrings and your abs, and even though you're in a little bit of protraction of your shoulder blades, you're still in a good position to create tension through your body. So hopefully that helps out, guys. Thanks for listening.